we're always gonna be community first. And that's just the way we were raised.
Somebody walked out with some fresh ass shoes.
Well, they didn't even walk out. We actually took it. So
hey, text me next time.
No. So we have stipulations to it. So again, we give shoes to the unhoused. We give shoes to middle schools and high schoolers. Like that's just what we do, man. And you know, some people are like, well, how do you guys even stay open? Like, how do you guys, you know, do that? A lot of we don't think about it like that. Like we're blessed enough that this is more just kind of something that we do. Like, yes, it's very stressful. It is extremely stressful. Yeah, it is a pain. Yes, downtown is, and then us opening 6 months before the pandemic was a whole nother animal. And we were very blessed. We didn't have any debts or loans because we couldn't get any. Like me going to banks and going to the St. Louis Economic Development Group. They had me do a presentation at 8 a.m. And I'm telling y'all this because this is some wild stuff. So I did a presentation at 8 a.m. for 4 people who were 50 and older. After I finished, they didn't ask about the execution of the idea. They only had one comment, and they said, "What 12-year-old is going to spend $200 on a pair of shoes?" Now I had a whole booklet, right? Had the facts, the stats, everything that I gave to them. I said, "Hey, that is the culture right now that these kids are spending that." Lo and behold, a couple months later, one of the banks I met with, who didn't believe in the idea, actually called me to try to do a loan, and I was like, "No, I'm good." And that was right before the pandemic started, thank God. And then another one had called me too, just to say, "Hey, well, you know, we were trying to see if we wanted to revisit it," and I was like, "Nah, like we're good." And it, like I said, it just worked itself out. That we're still here, and you know, made it through some tough times, and still trying to figure out some things.
Anywhere in the presentation did you say you went to SLU? Like that might happen.
Nah, you know what's crazy is I didn't do it.
That might have been what you needed.
Real quick before we start,
SLU.
But it blew my mind
Like the pen.
at that time because like how it started. Like so I never wanted to sell shoes. That wasn't ever my thing. I collected because I enjoyed the thrill of the search, the hunt. And then when I moved out to LA for a couple years after college, I got really depressed. And a 23-year-old with a job with a Fortune 500 company in LA depresses, and I wasn't even in LA, so that's what made it depressing. I was actually in Orange County by myself. Yeah, 1,800 miles away from where I grew up, went to school, everything. So what did I do? I went to what I connected with the most, and I bought shoes. So I just was buying and buying and buying and buying, just spending, and that's how my collection developed. And it was really was just my love of art and like the artistry of shoes is really what does it. Like that's why I really don't even buy I don't even buy a lot of sneakers now that come out because I'm like looking just for older things, like things that actually had some feeling and energy and stories and things, right?
If you had to stamp it though, what would be your favorite sneaker? Like you had one choice of all
that's
time.
That's why I brought it. This one
of all time.
Wow.
All time. This was my first ever Jordan. My parents bought it for me when I was 97. So it was my birthday. It was my 9th birthday. And they had them on the table. They said, "You want to wear them to school?" I said, "Yeah." Warm. I had the black and red and white. Look, the tracksuit, the one that
you know you
had that.
Tracksuits, dog.
That was it. I had that. I was like, look, dude, man. And that was my first one. And I'm not even gonna say that's the one that got me started. The one that probably really got me started was Really, I'm sorry, I was probably in high school, was the Jordan 14, black toe 14 at that time.
Oh, wow.
That's what really kind of pushed, because that's when I was working at the zoo. I was making my own money, making my own money, right? And was able to buy some things, and it just kind of, like I said, just took off. And, like, I love the culture. Like, I loved camping out and sharing stories. Like, longest I ever waited out 14 hours when I was in LA. Damn. Yeah. But it's funny. It was for a Jordan.
Nigga.
It was a Jordan. It was the band Jordan 1 that came out in 2011. Those who know the shoe, you can look it up. You can see how much it's worth now. It's kind of wild. I camped out and I had a meeting the next morning. I called the dealership because I was working for an auto company, and I called this dealership and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be late. Can we move the meeting to like noon?" So I get out there waiting and sitting with this family. I never lived in LA before. I didn't know it got cold in LA at nighttime. Like, bruh, like it gets cold. Like if you have never been to LA at nighttime, don't be out there in some Nike free run, some mesh shoes, and a button up shirt. This family next to me, they had like 10 people in their family. They all camping out for these shoes. They gave me a blanket. they were sharing stories, like we were trading stories and talking and all these things, and that's what the culture was. And nobody was thinking about the value of the shoe. Lo and behold, like I think 6 hours the shoe was worth. So the shoe cost $125. 6 hours was worth $600. I called my mom that night and was like, "Yeah, mom, I got these shoes this morning." She turns to my dad, "Hey, Woody got the shoes. Woody got the shoes." And I was like, "What's the big deal?" Shoes like $1,200 by like the end of the week.
Damn.
And now that shoe is like, I had 2 pairs of them. Kind of winning a pair like 3 years ago. Yeah, I think that shoe's maybe about 3 now. You could probably tap around 3 if you find the right buyer. Yeah. What? But like again, I never wanted to sell. Man. Like that's not what the like.
He wanted to have. You're
a collector. I'm a collector. Like I love to like pull them out and like read the stories or find out new details about certain things. And like it was an ex of mine in 2018. I'll never forget this. He was like, "Yeah, I just don't see us getting married if you have all these shoes and stuff." Now, of course, when you're young, you like, well, yeah, I'm gonna make this work. You're right. She's like, "You got to get rid of these shoes." I said, "Okay, well, might as well start a business, I guess, and sell them, or whatever." So I go to a local sneaker store here in St. Louis, and I tried to trade. Actually, I tried to trade them one of those band ones. So that's why I tried to trade them for the UNC off-white ones because I wanted to wear. I was like, "Yo, I got to shoe." They weren't interested in it. They were like, "Nah," and I was like, "Man, these."
But I got $3,000 in my pocket.
Yeah, well, at that time it was like $1,200. It was like even. Actually, it was a not even trade. The off whites at that time I think were about $700 or so, $800. These were $1,200. So I was gonna take a loss, but I didn't care because I was like, "Now I'm gonna wear this shoe." And they didn't want it. They weren't feeling it. I said, "Okay, cool." I went home. I wrote a 30-page business plan. Just pissed. It was almost like my ether moment where I was just pissed. So I was like, "Yo, this is not." They don't know the culture. I was like, "Yo, these people don't know the culture. You're gonna tell us what's cool. Like you gonna take what we doing, sell it back to us, and tell us what's cool. Like, no, we need a store that's about us and about building this community and this culture." So that's what we ended up doing. I took it to my dad and said, "Dad, check this out, man. What do you think?" My dad's never been in the sneakers. Never been in the sneakers.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Look, y'all know my dad, man.
No diss if you see this.
I love my dad. He knows. Cause I say it to his face. He never been in the sneakers. He always hated that I waste. He said I waste money on sneakers. I bought him a pair of some gold toe ones, lows. And he was like, "Oh man, these some great shoes to be able to cut the grass. I needed some new shoes." I said,
"Cut the grass
in." I said, "Jesus, Dad. All right, man." So yeah, man. So damn. But when he was like, "Yo, I think you have something here," I was like, "Oh shit. I think I got something. I got to do this now." So once it gets going, it's like, and there were times in which like in that process, like I hated it. Like in May of 2019, I literally had ripped the business plan up and was like, "Yeah, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore." Like I think at that point, 6 banks out of the 7 had already told me no. Basically said it wasn't a viable thing or whatnot. And that's when I came up with the catchphrase for us, or the slogan for us, which was like, "You're throwing a weights," which y'all have seen places and stuff. You're throwing a weights. It's actually on the bottom of our hats now and stuff. And that really is just a play on, it doesn't matter, even if you're at the top of that mountain, yo, that's still not it. Like, keep pushing. There's more for you. The throne is still there. Like, and if you don't have it yet, yo, the throne is there. Like, your throne is awaiting you. Like, God, whoever you believe in, does not want you in the place that you're in. Like, we're put here in order to serve and also to live. So that's what that is centered around, man. So
39 castles.
So yeah, man. So that's what it is, man. And it's like I said, we're about 4 years in, man, and it's great learning kind of how to manage different personality styles and all these things, and we're blessed to have employees now and a manager and be a place where
size 14 shoes,
size 14s, right? Young brothers and sisters who need jobs, man. We give them a job. Like, we'll have people that'll hit me up and say, "Hey, Wood, can you help me out with some money or whatever?" I'm like, "Yo, come work in the shop." So again, a lot of the brothers in the chapter, work at the shop now. So it's definitely, and I want to keep it going, so we have a place for those brothers who, crossing off Ada, or shoot, it could be sisters from AKA or Capital, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I met a young lady.
Nasia, man. Shout out to Nasia, man. She was our first shop manager, and I mean, she took the shop to the next level.
When I got the cool grades.
Yeah, she took the shop to the next level, man. Love her to death. That's like a little cuz, little sister sort of situation, and but that's what it's there for, man. It's these college kids, man. Sometimes they can't work in office buildings and do their schoolwork and all that stuff. This is an opportunity where, hey man, yeah, bring your books, man. If there's no people in the store, study, do your work, you know,
You
whatever.
Thought about different location? Or you keep in the city?
No, I definitely want to stay in the city. We are thinking about a different location in the city right now. We'll see what happens because, the city's struggling right now, guys. I hate to say it. I love the city. It's the greatest city in the world. You'll never find the characters that we have here in St. Louis. Yes, I've practiced that 1,000,000 times. That is my favorite phrase about this city. But yeah, man, we got some work to do. Like, Jesus Christ, yeah. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, man, that's what it is.
Well, we're thankful to have you on.
Man,
we both shot with you, obviously.
Yeah.
Size 14s, I can't get no love. But
you know what's so funny? Size 14s, people don't realize size 14s. So the rare sizes, a lot of people don't know.
It's 10 and a half, right?
Nah, that's the most common. That's one of the most common sizes. So 7.5, 14, anything 14 up, 12.5. Those are like the rarest sizes of sneakers. Because like it's just if you wear 12.5, chances are they're either gonna move you to a 13 or a 12, right? If you wear 7.5, like a lot of stores don't even get 7.5. They get 7 youth, and then it jumps to 8. Like so 7.5, like you got to be a specific store to like get that sort of thing. So it's just odd, man. But
hey, man,
that's why I'm wearing Uggs now.
Being tall, man.
Yo, but the shop, like I said,
one day you'll get there, Sleep.
Nope, I'm good. Short gang. He always got my shoes.
Hey, I always got his shoes, right?
He always got my. Hey, get what?
Hey.
I get shoes all the time.
But that's part of the SBU though. That's what I told you. Short Brothers United. You don't know about that.
I call Willie, be like, "Can you get these?" Oh yeah, I can do that for you. And guess what? Short gang. Yeah, that's me.
But you know what's so funny?
6'7".
Nah, but you know what's so funny? So we had
you get rained on first. You can't get no shoes. You shit fucked up.
We had a dude from the Buffalo Bills came last year, right? Yeah. He wore a size 14, man. He brought his girl random. They had just lost to the Chiefs last year, so Lord,
he just came to St. Louis. What was he?
Was in St. Louis for meeting with his finance guy, and I just happened to be working the store that day. And I was
finance guy was in St. Louis.
Yeah, and I was like, so I was saying there. He comes in, he had big chains on, all this stuff, and I was like, oh man, I said, hey man, welcome. I said, welcome 39 Castles, bro. This is what's up, man. And I said, yo, you from St. Louis? He's like, no, we just out visiting, blah blah. I said, okay, cool. Where you from? He said, man, Buffalo. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm going about doing my thing in the shop. And then like I've seen these chains, got a number on it and stuff like that. I said, man, so what do you do in Buffalo, man? He said, yeah.
No disrespect to the Buffalo, but like, who just
no, and it's a brother too. Like I'm like, man, I was like, man, must be kind of wild in Buffalo,
New York?
man.
What's going on?
Griselda. He says, and he got like, bro, he got like chains, bro, and he has his girlfriend at the time, or whoever, girlfriend. I said, he said, yeah, man, I play ball. I said, I said, man, you play for the Bills, bro? He said, yeah. I turned. I said, man, yo, I know it's gonna affect the sale, man. So we have a huge Chiefs flag so I'm a diehard Chiefs fan my whole life. They just lost last year, right? When we beat them. I said, man, I'm sorry, bro. Like this is awkward for me. Can I get a photo though? Like that's just how it went. Like, so yeah, we get like random stuff like that.
Awkward for me.
Yeah. In front of the Chiefs flag?
No, he won't do. He did on thorough, but he did he bought a bunch of stuff, man. So I respect, man. So shout out to him. And then like we had cats like Seneca Wallace came into the store, man.
Seneca from my school?
Yeah, man. Like yo, and it was
we everywhere.
But what was so crazy is
that boy smiled so big from my school.
No, but what's so crazy? I recognized. I was like, yo. I was like, did you play ball, man? I know you. He's like, yeah. I was like, man, you cynical. Why? He's like, yeah. I was like, bro. I was like, yeah, I used to play. Yeah, so Oladipo, he's best friends with one of my boys here in St. Louis, man. So
Oladipo be in St. Louis a lot.
He hang out with my boy, yeah. So
I saw him at what's the spot in Clayton?
Bar Napoli. Yep.
I saw him at Bar and I was like,
nowadays.
Is that Victor Oladipo? I'm sitting there, I'm like, I ain't gonna remember. I was like, that's Victor Oladipo sitting right here.
He a good dude too. I remember. So funny story about that. Man, I got all funny stories. Like a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I got invited to hang out with. So I guess Vic was in town when he was playing for Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. My boy calls me up, who's his best friend. He's like, "Yo, man, you know any good hookah spots around here? It's a Sunday night." I said, "Man, I was like, yeah, there's Shisha. There's some. I don't want to name drop because y'all not paying. So yeah, some other spots." He says, he's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, Russ is in town, and he wants to hang out, and he wants to go do some hookah. I was like, Russ? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, man, Vic and Russ are in town. I was like, Russell Westbrook? He's like, yeah, man.
Casual name drop?
Yeah, no, like, he's crazy. Like, bro, like, this dude, like, he runs in a circle, with Vic. And good, and real good dude, man. Like, shout out to Alice Rich, man. If y'all, that's a good white dude right there. That sounded very. That sounded good white. That sounded very like 19. He good white folks. He good white folks. It was funny because like I'm like, man, I turn over my girl. I'm like, man, I ain't going. That's Sunday night. I got work in the morning. Fuck that. Come the next day, everybody was like, man, you should have went. My boss was like, yeah, man, I would have gave you the day off if you'd have went. I was like, man, what? I was like, I'm not gonna smoke hookah with Russell Westbrook. I'm like, no disrespect. I'm good, man. Like.
This nigga Woody say, I got to work in the morning.
I gotta work in the morning.
Yeah, I was good, man.
Much respect. Woody.
Yeah, man. No, but it's crazy, man. Like, so from, like, the store has been really, truly a blessing.
Hey, you want to make a commercial?
Yeah, well, the store has been a true blessing.
You need somewhere to stay.
The experiences, man. Like, the Renaissance dancers apparently came to the shop. So when Beyonce was in town, Renaissance dancers came to the shop. Damn. Mystical came to the shop. So look, okay, so I know y'all are hip hop heads, and it's kind of crazy because like growing up, man, because it was me and one of my staff, he didn't know who Mystical was.
Oh, was he just young?
Well, he was of another persuasion, right? Okay. And he's young too, so why would they know Mystical?
Yeah, but another persuasion had nothing to do with it. It's got to be just age.
He's young too. Yeah, he's in college right now.
Even someone another persuasion would still know.
But he knew the songs. He knew certain Mystical songs, but he didn't recognize them. Like, just looking at them, right? And, we're right by a hotel. So the store's right by a hotel. And, we take the picture. I'm like, bet, man, this is great. I'm like, bro, you the soundtrack of, like, high school and college for me, bro. Like, that's what's up. Post a picture. My girl calls me the next day. She's like, yo, babe, you got to take it down. Take it down now. I'm like, wow, what happened? Yeah. She's like, she sent the article. She's like, yo. I was like.
Buddy was outside.
Shit. I was like.
Wait, had it just happened or he'd already got charged?
Bro, this was, like, the most recent charge. So
right, but the charge had already happened? Or, like, it was, like, simultaneously?
It was like right around that same time, bro. And I was like, yo, this was like last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He got that second charge.
Yeah, the third charge.
Yeah, I was like,
hey, man, listen, we didn't cancel the other people for
less.
I was like, yeah.
Danger, I might have to. Hey, I'm gonna listen to it one more time. I gotta let Danger go.
I'm like,
gotta let Danger go.
Like,
I got another. Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a wild one, man. But like, no, like it's cool because I wasn't there for like Renaissance dancers and some of these other like celebrities that have been coming in. But my team has been there, and them getting those experiences to be able to talk to their kids and family members about like that's what the culture's about, right? Like senior culture is like the only culture in which the nerdiest, dustiest dude or woman, so the nerdiest, dustiest person can walk into a room with a fresh pair of kicks and like, yo, now they the coolest person in the world. Like only sneaker culture can do that, right? Like I could be like the dustiest cat in the world and next start like trying to or go into like a restaurant. I'm not pulling no baddies. Like if I'm dusty as hell, but like sneaker culture, and I always say it's the child or cousin of hip hop, right? Like just the ideologies are the same, the community is the same, the artistry and the flow of designs were the same. Now it's become very commercial, so it's just they just put out whatever at this point. But at its crux, like that's what sneaker culture is. Like that's the love of it, and I think that's what's really missing right now from the culture, man.
That's what's
My bad, yo. I didn't mean to drop that damn.
That was very Hey, seriously, that was very insightful. We want guests to come on here and like birthday songs.
Oh man,
so I want you to be you, and that was fly.
Oh man, that's real. That's
I'm not a sneakerhead at all. I buy sneakers. I want to be a sneakerhead.
Nah, see that's the other thing too. Like we tell people, so the shop we're not one of those shops like for like sneakerheads. It's for the knobs. Like we've had people come in and be like, yo, I don't really know about sneakers, man. I don't know about. I'm like, you got no sneakers on right now. You got on Chucks. Yeah, but these not sneakers, but they are. Don't allow the new culture to dictate your inclusion or not. Like that's really why I kind of fell. I hate to say it, I fell out of love with the culture where I stopped really buying like shit I buy like it goes in the shop. I'll buy like stuff that I'm really like into, like so these Raekwons, like I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, love Raekwon, man, the chef. Bro, if you ever come to St. Louis, please come to shop. Like Raekwon chef, that's my guy, man. But nah, like that's really kind of frustrating though, because I'm like, man, like I think that's where as older sneaker heads and sneaker collectors and sneaker buyers, we didn't allow we big brothered this new generation, right? We didn't allow them to create their own memories and stories and ideas and ideologies, right? Like we kind of went to it and said, hey, pepperoni pizza's for losers. And then as a little brother, you're like, well, shoot, I'm not going to eat pepperoni pizza. I don't want to be no loser. Yeah. So you never even tried it. So you don't even know, right? And so when you do try, you're like, oh, this is good, but I can't let anybody know that I like pepperoni pizza, and that's where the culture is right now.
And you know me with not my favorite basketball player, but a huge Kobe fan.
Yeah.
Like, I was wearing Kobe's when you could go in the store, and
man.
they just there. I'm like, you can go in. Them shit been out 6 weeks. You can go get a pair.
Wow.
And then, God rest his soul, he passed away.
Yeah.
Now I can't get him. That shit drive me crazy because I'm like, you niggas didn't even like.
It's so annoying. It's
like
so annoying.
Fuck. I've been wearing them. Like, I'm talking about, like, they're the most comfortable shoe on earth to me. I love
It's one of the best basketball shoes created.
I love them, dog.
One of the best basketball shoes ever created, and that's because Kobe was actually heavily influential in the design of the shoe. He wanted it based on, like, the soccer shoe, right? And that's what made, I think, the feel of his shoe different. Like, if you hooping in Jordans, you lying to yourself. If you're hooping in any retro J's, you're ridiculous. Like,
technology's outdated,
bro. Like, yeah, you are ridiculous. Like, I would never. But like that's, man. We took the Kobe's off the wall. We actually stopped. We do not sell Kobe's in the shop.
No,
because of that.
I literally
really.
Mm-hmm. We'll take like orders from like clients or things like that, but we don't sell them because like. We had Kobe's. Those
I bought Kobe's from you.
Yeah, we had Kobe's all on the wall, and nobody bought them. And we had I still have a sticker on one of them that I took back to the house. Took all of them to the house. That said $250. That shoe is now like I think like $700 now. Damn. So we could sell if we wanted to. So like shit hits the fan, and like I'm like hey. I gotta do away with principles. We gotta make the sales, but that's the reality.
But it was to the point where you didn't have to go to a boutique to get the shoes.
No, you can just go to
Foot Locker and just get them.
Yep.
Like dead ass. And
it's weird.
Even after he retired.
Yep.
You can still go get Kobe's. And now it's like
it's weirdo.
And his wife had an impact on how it got rebranded, right? Am I right?
Yeah. She was frustrated because what drew her attention was when they came out with the Mambacitas, the first ones.
Those are hard.
Everybody, like, it was all these influencers had them, and she did not even have a pair yet. Basketball players were hooping in them. She was like, how is this even happening? But that's because they don't understand. Like, Nike don't care, y'all. Like, why would they care? They just move on to the next. So Kobe actually, it's a new precedent because we had never seen in our culture someone pass away that had such an impact on the styling, right? Like, so if you think about it,
they wasn't really doing lows for real until that Kobe shoe dropped.
And when
there was a couple. I know there was a couple shoes that was out that had lows, but like none that had like that kind of hit. Like I remember when the Grinches first hit the green ones and that Christmas game, and I was just like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. People was going crazy talking about these Grinch shoes, and I was like, "They're lows." And then Kobe's had the high top one. They had that was the 9 that went all the way up high, but then he had the Kobe system, and the Kobe 7 was the. Yeah, Kobe 7 had the Kobe system where it was like an extra insert that you put into the shoe and stuff. Like, no. It's but it was like I said, it was unprecedented. So like the culture and did not know even how to react to. Do we raise the price on the shoe? Do we lower the price on the shoe? And then after that, Virgil dies. So then you see that little spike, and then that became kind of back regular really quickly because people
that price kind of went back.
It went back normal real fast, and then like it kind of makes you think. Okay, so. When LeBron dies or Jordan dies, like what happens, especially Jordan, like your stuff is retro so much, like why is the price going to shoot up? Like it's not a scarcity because they're going to retro it anyway. So what do we do here? So,
I think it'll impact those who don't get out of retros. Like if LeBron was to pass away, because his shoes sit there too, and I have a couple pair of Bronze. And you can usually get those easy peasy, even on release day, like on sneakers.
Is it just me, or does like so? For example, the new bronze shoe, John Moran shoe, and the Devin Booker shoe. Don't they all kind of like look kind of similar to me? Is that just me?
No,
they do.
It's definitely a conversation right now.
I want to make sure that wasn't just me. I was like,
ooh, that Devin Booker that's a weird looking shit.
Clip you just saw. Please tap in and check out Just Posted. We just kicking, talking that good shit, and we fuck with y'all, man. Y'all be easy.